Good morning. Um, just study the conflict management in life in the church. It's kind of a, broad topic because conflict itself, you know, has so many things to work on, and the life, the church, those are pretty, huge topics. So conflict, life, church, so big. But I want to just cover as much as I can in this quarter. Conflict. There are so many conflicts. Before we just move on, we're gonna just take a look at the definition of the conflict. Whenever two individuals find in different ways, a conflict arises. In a layman's language, conflict is nothing but fight either between two individuals or among group members. No two individuals can think alike, and there is definitely a difference in their thought process as well as their understanding. Disagreements among individuals lead to conflicts and fights. Conflict arises whenever individuals have different values, opinions, needs, interests, and are unable to find the middle way. So, according to this definition, conflict, we can understand that there are conflicts always, because we don't think the same ways. We don't think the same things. We don't find same resolutions always. Even I have a conflict with myself. It's kind of weird to say this, but I have different meals. I have different meals, good and bad. You know, those are always fighting in me, and you know what is that about. That's why we don't, make choices sometimes, because two things are fighting each other. Okay, I want to help my friend. I want to save my money, and those two ways are, fighting. It's conflict. But basically, in general, when we just talk about the conflict, it is about between the two individuals or among groups. Okay, it can be one person and groups. It can be some people, and they can fight. Well, as it says, when we have different values, yes, we have different values. Depends on what kind of backgrounds we have. We have different values. Okay, that's why there are always little and big conflicts between people, between husband and wives, between parents and children, between brothers and sisters, between sisters and sisters, between brothers and brothers, sons and mothers. That's huge topic though. And between fathers and daughters, it's less. That must be way lesser than between the conflict between mothers and sons. Okay. If you don't know why, you better see what's happening between mothers and sons. Because there are huge conflicts between them. And values, Christians and Muslims, Christians and Buddhists, between the religions, because they have a different spirituality, they have a different knowledge, they have different opinions on their religions and others religions. So values That is huge topic itself, right? So we are supposed to have conflicts every single time. Values. You wanna buy a house first or business first? You wanna buy new cars, old cars? I mean used cars. You wanna go college or you wanna just go what is that, vocational, organizations, institutes. Okay. There are many possibilities we can have conflicts. Okay. Why couples are separated? Why they divorcing? Why divorce rate is high, 50% in the US. 1 out of 2 couples are separating. Okay, why? Because of the values. One person wants to keep, their house clean and tidy. One person think it's okay, feel comfortable. Values, okay? They have different values on cleaning, on house life, or whatever. Okay? Yeah, tons of conflicts because of the values. Because we have different opinions. We all are opinionated. Depends on what kind of knowledge and backgrounds we have, what kind of educations we have, where we from. We have we have different opinions. Well, there is a war in Ukraine. Russia invaded Ukraine, and people are dying. People are leaving their hometowns. They are fleeing to other countries and other provinces. Why that is happening? Because of the different opinions. Russia doesn't want to have not NATO, put their cannons and missiles in front of their nose. Because Ukraine is kind of cushion between Russia and NATO, but Ukraine was trying to be part of the NATO, and NATO actually refused it because they didn't want to, make Russia get angry, and that's why the same reason America is doing nothing for that, but helping Ukraine people. Okay, all knew that. Well, as far as I know, all knew that it's gonna be a big problem when Ukraine was trying to be part of the NATO, and NATO actually refused it. But somehow they are letting Ukraine, keep its position like that, because they were thinking this is the time to make Russia weaker. I don't know. I'm not expert on it, but that's what people are saying. But Ukraine, they want to just be developed more, and they want to just have better position. So they were eager to be part of the NATO. But anyways, so there is a war. We can blame, we cannot blame a single nation or country or people or person, because there are so many complexities in the world right now. Anyways, we all have different opinions, and there is always conflicts because we don't have the same opinion. Okay. Well, there we can make an agreement for this and that. Then, as long as we can reach to an agreement, we'll be okay. Even though we still keep different opinions, yeah, we can change our attitude because of the mutual agreement. But anyways, opinions, yes. Husband and wives, girlfriends and boyfriends, they have all different opinions on this and that, okay? They have all different opinions on food, drinks, using bedrooms, bathrooms, living rooms, all different opinions, okay? There was a big fight on a church because of the color of the carpet in the sanctuary. Some people wanted to have green, dark green, and some people wanted to have light red. So they were fighting. There was a fighting between two groups in the church. It was like ridiculous. It is ridiculous. But because of the color, they can fight in groups. That's what people do. Okay? Because we have all different opinions. Needs, we have all different needs. All people are selfish. Hard to find altruist. Hard to find humanitarian, ways they can work on. So, there are always conflicts because of it. People want to have more money than others, and people want to take advantage of many things around them as much as they can. That's what people do. Okay. So, a Chinese family displayed all kinds of vegetables and meats and foods on the living room. I mean, the living room, and to took a picture and posted it on the web, SNS. Cause cause the Chinese government restrict certain city which has 24 million people in there, I think, and then they, the government ordered coronavirus vaccines or whatever, Anyways, people were eager to save foods because they will not have any chance to buy any food or supplies. So they just rushed to markets and they just bought so many things as much as they could, and they were fighting in the markets for surviving, it's just good, which is important. Surviving is important. If I were in that situation, I would do that too. Who's not gonna do that? All people would do that. Because we have to eat to survive. We need food and drinks for surviving. So we cannot finger point on them because they were fighting in the markets and on the streets. They even killed each others and beat each others. So it is what's happening because of the needs and interests. Once they take advantage of others and other organizations, they don't want to lose that. So they fight desperately because they think that is their right. So you don't want to allow other people, that they can take advantage of you. Once you allow that, they will think that is their rights instead of that is the that is their they have to thank to you or thank to God. So helping others and just keeping the limits, you need to see carefully, and you need to take up healthy boundaries and limitations, or you got in trouble and by allowing people to take advantage of you again and again and day by day and year by years. Okay, so well, it is hard once there are conflicts. It's kind of hard to find any conciliation, cause people are anxious, people are frustrated, people are eager to take their interests and benefits. They are eager to keep their benefits and interests, and they want to just take more and more than others. So it's going to be very hard to make a conciliation. So once one thing got proved, it's going to be very hard to recover that. So messing around and making conflicts is way easier than making conciliation. Okay, you can break this chair easily. Okay, I can break. I can just hit it and I can break it. Breaking it is way easier than fixing it. What if this board got cracked or broken? How are you gonna fix it? You're gonna replace it? Okay, I can break it here in a second. Then you have to, I don't know, can you solder this plastic? You can do that, but it takes long time. Or for the replacing the board, you have to find the same thing on eBay, okay? And you have to order it, you have to pay for it, you have to wait for it, you have to install it. Can you imagine how many times harder for fixing than breaking it? The conflict is the same thing. Making conflicts easy. You just spell dirty words on others on the street. You can have good enough conflict with the person, okay? But the conciliation, you have to explain this and that or many things. It's gonna be hectic, okay? You can't make a conciliation easily, or as easy as you mess it up. So conflict, pretty hard. Conciliation, way more hard. Okay? Dealing with conflict, mediating, pretty hard. Pretty hard. When your two friends are fighting each other, you wanna just mediate them. Well, I hope you can make it. Good luck for you, okay? But when you try to make any conciliation between two fighting friends of you, and in general, they're not gonna thank to you, but they're gonna think that you are stand by this person, or this friend will think you are stand by this person, and both friends gonna blame you. That happens a lot. Okay, so If you don't know how to, but then don't even try to make a reconciliation between two fighting friends. Pretty hard. It's pretty hard. Okay. Well, it's not impossible, but it is hard. All right. So let's move on to others. Conflict is a situation between at least two interdependent parties that is characterized by perceived differences and that the parties evaluate as negative. This often results in negative emotional states and behaviors intended to prevail. Conflict is an inevitable and all-pervasive element in our society and in the world. Although conflicts may end up in destruction and even death, conflicts may also result in increased effectiveness, enhanced relationships, and further goal attainment. Indeed, in human terms, conflict is one of the engines of evolution that allows us to learn, progress, and grow. That is true. So there are two phases on conflicts. It can be ended by death. People killing each other because of the conflicts. Parents killing their children because of the conflicts. Children killing their parents because of conflict. Husbands are killing, wives. Wives are killing husbands. That is what's happening in this world. Friends are killing, friends. Brothers are killing brothers, and sisters are killing sisters and brothers. How many homicides in this world? I read an article that was on the air in Korea. Wife pushed her husband or encouraged her husband to, dive from the cliff that is designed by the wife and the wife's boyfriend. And they just ran away. And no one can find those people right now. Can you imagine that? Because of the money, she got the insurance, life insurance on her husband's name, and beneficiary, definitely herself. So, when you don't have good relationship with your wife, but you have huge amount of insurance recently, be careful. Be careful. Whenever you watch or read that kind of incidents and tragic stories, you feel fear, right? I do. Because you don't know what kind of conflicts you have between you and your wife and you and your husband. Oh my goodness, people are crazy. They just kill their wives and husbands and children and parents, friends, brothers, sisters, co-workers, because of the conflict. Because of the conflict. But on the other hand, because we have conflicts, we want to find solutions both parties can be satisfied with. So for that, we have to work together, we have to discuss together, we have to argue together sometimes, but we have to try to find better solutions for that. when a country has a conflict with a neighbor country, they have to work on it. Well, they have two choices. They can fight each other and kill each other's, but at the same time, they can find better solutions. When there is a river, river flows from this country to this country. That happens a lot. That's happening right now in the United States, between the states. Then what if this country block the river and make a dam and control the water? And this country will get in trouble. They're gonna have conflict. What if this country might, dump all the dirty stuff in the river, and it's gonna flow to this country, and this country will get polluted water, and it's gonna be a huge conflict between two countries and what they are supposed to do. Well, they can have a war, or they can, get together and find better solutions. Okay? So what kind of solutions they can have, which can satisfy both parties? First of all, they want to get together on a table and discuss about it and what's happening, the statistics, data, and the effects or something, all those things. Okay? When this country just dump all the waste and chemicals and toxicity in the river, and this country will do something else. So, for example, they're not gonna sell, very crucial item like semiconductor to this country, and this country cannot produce cars and computers or something like that, or they're gonna pay more to other countries, and they can, they are give and take this and that, so they will just discuss about it. Okay, keep the water clean in a certain level, and they have to put the kind of water purification system. Okay, and then this country will sell the semiconductors to this country in a regular price or lower price. Okay, by doing so, they can invest more money for the water purification system, and they can get fresh water, and they can sell, the semiconductor to this country in a lower price than others, so this country can make benefits and invest more money for water purification. That can be circulated. Okay, so for the solution for the conflicts, they can discuss together and they can argue together. Yeah, they're gonna fight together, on the table. Yes, they're gonna debate a lot for many days, many months, many years. But by doing so, they both parties are eager to find the solution, the conciliation. The sooner the better. They can take more benefits for each country. So there is no reason they fight each other because of the water. So that process of a solution, solving the problem, can be applied to other things between these countries, and other countries can learn from these two countries' conflicts and conciliation, and then they can adopt that process and the system. Okay, by doing so, they can increase effectiveness, and because when they have conflicts, their relationship is very bad. But after the solution, conciliation, their relationships can be closer than before, because they have to work together. they have to take responsibilities to each other. So they have a more, better relationships. You have, bad relationship with your wife and you can be separated, or you can just work on this and that. I'm gonna do this, you're gonna do that. Okay, let's practice that for a couple of months and then evaluate it. We need that. We cannot just suck up all the dirty things from other parties. Okay. You wanna discuss with your wife and husbands and with your children. When your children mess around you, but they request your help, the money for the college or for the living, it's nonsense. I wouldn't do that. Well, thankfully my kids are, they are great, they are awesome, and they are mature, and they are independent, but at the same time, they know we are one family, and we care each other's. So which is great. I'm blessed. I have good kids. Thank God. What else I need more? That's the most important thing for my life, for my happiness. But there are so many families are broken, and they don't talk to each other, they don't call each other, they don't visit each other, they hate each other, they don't care each other, ever, never. So many families are broken. Okay? Broken families, tons of broken families are there. Okay? Well, we can have conflicts because we have different opinions, because we have different values, because we have different religions, or whatever, because we have different backgrounds and educations. So there are always conflicts. There are always conflicts. If there is no conflicts at all, you're gonna be surprised. It is not normal. It's not normal at all. If there are conflicts, you can think it is natural, it is general, okay? There are conflicts, always. But finding solutions is crucial. How are you going to find the solutions? Can you satisfy both parties? Sometimes you can't, because there is no solutions which can satisfy both parties equally. Okay? Maybe somebody gave you two candies, to you and your brother, two candies, it's gonna be easier. You just pick one candy each, that's it. But what if the older brother insists that he needs 1.5 candies because he's older, he's bigger, and he likes sweets? Do you think a younger brother can take it and he can cut his candy and share it with the older brother, even though he knows that his older brother has his own whole candy in his mouth? Do you think it can be natural? No. Okay. So there are so many conflicts, tons of conflicts between the employer and employees and co-workers, tons of conflicts. When you have conflicts with others, you just take those conflicts as natural, because that's what it is. So our life is filled with conflicts. There are so many conflicts in churches. It's natural. Because we have all different kinds of values, opinions, backgrounds. Way of solutions are very different. Types different. Traditions are different. But when you see any conflict in your life and churches, you want to take those conflicts as chances to, get together and, discuss together and find the solutions together and practice the solutions together. And eventually your life and your churches can be better than before. And finding the solutions, finding pieces, same meaning. Okay? Same meaning. So, anyway, but only mature people, only good Christians, don't expect all Christians are mature. It doesn't matter. You have to take care of your character, or you got in trouble. Okay. So there's no guarantee that all Christians are mature and they are spiritual, so they can, reach the solutions easily. No. Even though they are reading and understanding and listening the same Bible, they can have different ideas, opinions, values. Because they take whatever they like. And people are basically fighting for their benefits. Okay, there is an example. Tim and Joe were working in the same team and were best of friends. One fine day, they were asked to give their inputs on a particular project assigned to them by their supervisor. There was a major clash in their understanding of the project, and both could not agree to each other's opinions. Tim wanted to execute the project in a particular way, which did not go well with Joe. The outcome of the difference in their opinions was a conflict between the two, and now both of them just can't stand each other. That happens a lot too. Okay. The dissimilarity in the interest, thought process, nature and attitude of Tim and Joe gave rise to a conflict between the two. Okay. Conflict is defined as a clash between individuals. As we just read the story between Tim and Joe, that's happening to your home, your working places, your churches, and your societies, your countries, and this world. It's happening. It's natural. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be surprised with that, because that's what it is. That is what is happening. Conflict is defined as a clash between individuals arising out of a difference in thought process, attitudes, understanding, interests, requirements,